Hey everybody, this is Kirk with An Easy Way to Trade. Do me a favor, before you watch this video, hit the like button and then hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when we do our other videos. All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to our Wednesday night Zoom, trading Zoom. First, I'm going to start. Anybody have any questions, comments, thoughts about the EA so far? Anybody have any comments, questions, any issues right now? If you do, unmute yourself. Any comments or questions? Can y'all hear me? I want to make sure. Can anybody hear me? Somebody let me know if you can hear me or not.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna turn my speaker because I can't hear you. My speaker's turned down. All right. All right. So nobody has any questions, comments, or anything about the EA for what's happened so far the first part of the week. That's amazing. And nobody has any questions or anything. Okay. I'm sure everybody has seen, this past week, in trading, the market has been, just consolidating. This is considered consolidation. It's no real direct. That's movement here. It's been consolidating all week right now, and so we see that. But we have been kind of saying zero management, um, and letting everything run to test because we know for a fact even with minimal management on the EA, you're gonna win more than you lose. It may not be that day or two or three, but we can lose 3 to 4 days in a row as long as our risk to reward ratio is right. But then in 1 or 2 days after, when the market swings and gives us this right here, that's when we make our money back. Because when we're trading 20 some pairs and out of 20 of them, 15 to 20 of them are going that direction and we're getting 40 pips, we're going to make up the losses that we have. So a lot of you guys have seen that this past week, took losses from Sunday all the way to what? To last night. But now we see the market is starting to move. It's starting to come around, and a lot of us made that money back. I'm over $1,100 today, so I'm right back onto my FTMO, right back close to break even. And now so now the market's moving. The way we do this, guys, is when we start off, and if we notice the market is consolidating and you know, we're losing 4 or 5 trades, it's time to lower your lot size. It's time to go ahead and that's part of the management part. We want to say, okay, we see the market is consolidating and we're losing trades, so we bring our lot size down until we see the market starting to move. Now, when the market starts to move again, then we take our lot size back up. So you want to keep your risk to reward ratio, intact. So now we see we're in NZD CAD right now. We see, like I said, it's been consolidating all week, but now we're on a break and retest, right? So we got it right here for a sale. So we're going to see hopefully this structure a hole, this structure hole right here. Hopefully, and it should come on back down. So we'll see. But again, if we were managing this, we would simply close it because it's consolidating here, but it's trying to come back. And if it breaks this support right here, this resistance right here, and goes back, then we know that it's still consolidating. So if we were, hopefully we're going to see if it holds right now, so we're going to see. And it looks like it's trying to break. It could wick it, like that right here. But we'll see once this candle closes where it's at, guys. So, we've had a rough start this week, but a lot of us have made, a lot of money, have made a lot or majority of the money back. And we still, now the market is trying to start moving. All right. So anybody have any questions? Anything? Because it's really not much to go over. I do have an announcement I want to announce tonight, but I'll hold that toward the end. I want to kind of go over some of the trades that we have that we had to go came back. We lost. How many people lost? If you look on yours, you had Chef JPY buy sell EURAUD buy sell last night before. We lost a lot of those trades, while they were consolidated. Let's go look at EA.
Yes, Kirk, I just wanted to mention that, you brought it up and I was wondering, why, the EA is taking 2, 3 same trades for me. Yeah. So I thought that I chose the option to, took 2, 3 trades, but I'm like, oh no, so when you mentioned, oh, it's because of consolidation, then it clicked. I did not thought about that.
This is consolidating here.
Yeah, because I was like, why is the EA taking the same pair many times?
Right. It would go up and hit a point that says activate, then it would go back, cross back, and it would go back and cross back that same point. And when it's consolidating, you know, that's when we know that we want to. And here's a new rule, guys, that we did add. When we see consolidation, meaning when a trade enters 2 to 3 times, 2 times in the same day, a buy and a sell, sell and buy, whatever, and you lost both, more than likely that pair is starting to consolidate and may consolidate for the next day. Close that pair out, by, close out that particular trade, and then hit the X on that chart. Make a note, write yourself a note that I closed out EA. Because like this is my personal computer, my regular computer. I actually have the EA running. That's why you see it off. I actually have this account running on my VPS though. So what we would do is we would make a note of the pair that we're gonna close and just close it out and come back and check it in the DSO and see, if it's starting to move. So it's just been consolidating. So we really just want to take it off the chart right now, until it starts to move again. Now, see, it broke out here. So this is what we mean by starting to move. This consolidation zone is right in here, and so it broke out and closed, but it's trying to come back in. So we'll see. Once it breaks out and determines the direction it starts to go, sell or buy, make a clear choice, then we know it's moving again. We know it's moving now. So, and most of the pairs like Chef J, let's go to Chef J.
Can you after go to the Discord and we go through that sheets of the rules, if it's okay?
Wait a minute, say that again now.
No, I say if we can go back to Discord to all through the list. I mean the points that you suggest should follow.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me just download it right here. I'll open it up. Shoot, I don't have my battery, my charger up here. All right. So this is our rules right here, guys. Now I did do an update, number 9. And that's what we said right here. If a pair that enters the market more than 2 times within a few hours, say 5 to 6, because we're trading on an hour, right? And more than likely, it's not going to, a trade is, when I say 5 to 6, in that ballpark, trade might enter in at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it may take 2 or 3 hours for it closes. So about 4 or 5, it closes, and then it opens right back up again. So if it does that within a certain amount of hours, and you've lost both those trades, then odds are you're consolidating. So you just want to close that trade and then close that chart. Close that chart. Because it's consolidated. If you keep that chart open, it's going to do like it did last night. We had EA 6 times, 3 buys and 3 sales, lost all of them because we saw it didn't go anywhere. We saw it wasn't trending or anything. So we wanted to go ahead and close that one. But these are the rules, and these are in the Discord under the channel rules and pairs that we trade. You can just download it right there and keep it side. It's very important. Now we go over this. It's very important that you kind of stick to the rules, especially right now when you're demoing. And we're kind of glad that the EA, the market is consolidating, because we want to show people, if managed correctly with any, and I'll say this like this, with any EA. I haven't seen any EA that if you don't manage it in a consolidating market, it's not going to blow your account. Majority of the, almost every EA, I feel like this every EA I've had. I say that because I'm not still using it. Apparently there's a reason I'm not still using it. I haven't found one. And again, I say this to everybody. If you know of an EA that you can buy and not manage it any and put it on and it's profitable 100%, when I say 100%, I don't mean win every trade. I just mean it's profitable every week, every month, all year. Then I like to know about that EA too. There is not one that I have found, any AI robots, anything. And I'm not talking about trade copiers. Yeah, you don't manage trade copiers, but somebody's managing it, to make it profitable. So we definitely need to have a set of rules to come out and learn how to manage it. The first thing we need to start off with, and I guess I should have put it up here first, is understanding structure, understanding support and resistance. That's the only way that you're really going to, be able to manage this thing, because we got, and I like to bring my screen in, but we got, actually, let me do this. Come over here. What pair was that? That was Chef J. Let's go to Chef J. It's a little better on trading view here, guys. Right, what you doing the hour? All right, we see, that we got, we got structure right here, right? And so we know If the EA put us in a buy right here, first of all, it's consolidated. If the EA put us in a buy right here, we would disclose it. It takes you a minute, 2 minutes to look at your MT5, MT4, your cell phone, your trading view, whatever throughout the day. Whenever you're running your EA, it takes you no time to look. If it puts us in a buy right here, we look to the left and we see structure right there. We'd immediately close it. We haven't done any of that this month. I mean, while doing it, because we wanted to test it, and we see all this right here. That's consolidating, right? So it made a move here. It made a move here, and I didn't draw that. Put it right to the level there. It made a move there, but then it hit resistance, right? So now it's starting to break out. I think we got a couple of sales, and was breaking out. That's what we took. So that's when we got a lot of our money back on CJ and on I can't remember now. I have to go look at the other one. But if it's consolidating back and forth, it's not making a direction. You just close it. Take the minimal loss and wait for the trends. And we already know that the market consolidates the majority of the time. Look at this CJ. It's been moving. Not to say you can't, get something. Like that was a move right there. 100 pips, 160 some pips. But when it's going, even this is a zone, a trend right here, a trend. CJ is, got as you can tell, that little bit right there is 170 pips. So CJ has big moves, small candles, big moves. So it doesn't really look like I got it kind of pulled in too. So let's open it up. That's what I'm talking about right here. So there are moves. I always like to have mine close like where you can see. I put it over so we can see. But that's, we want these moves right here. This is what we're looking for. All these types of moves like that. When it's going, let's go back. When it's going like this, this, although from here, from the bottom here to that top, it's 100 some pips. It was a slow progression, meaning, up, down, up, down, up, down. It was a really slow. You just close that because you don't know. It's all this is indecision. You got green, red, all on top of each other, big candles. Each one is a big candle. So it's really it could have gone up right here and kept going. This bearish candle could have come on back down and kept going. It just didn't have a good decision. So we don't want that. Not to say the EA wouldn't have, could have won if it had the right entry, because right here on the buy, we only need 40. That's 40 right there. But that requires a perfect entry. And we don't. The EA, we're not going to sit here and say the EA gives us a perfect entry. We need an entry like this where we can get in down here somewhere for a buy and go, and over time, few hours, make it on up. This right here with the EA all this would be considered consolidation, even though it is a slow progression up right here. We would consider that consolidation. So if we got into a buy or a sell anywhere in here, we just close it. And again, I want people to understand that it's not saying that it wouldn't win, but it's like saying, we want a guarantee a win. And nothing's guaranteed, I know that, but we want one that looks like, hey, this one should win. That should win a buy. There's no doubt about that. Should win a buy. If we entered in right here and we saw that big bull, that should enter a buy. But we got what? Up, consolidate a little bit, and continuation. Right. But this right here, we just don't know. So we got to get in the habit, of saying, okay, if we look back, and all we're doing is wherever the entry is for buy or sell, we're looking back to the left to see. If it put me in a sell right here, I'm looking to the left. It's going sideways. I close it because and another reason, because I know myself, I got support right in there, or it's where it's bottomed out right in there. If it put me into a buy right here, I'm still again looking to the left. I got resistance right there. I'm closing. There is no, I don't know, although that's only about 40 or 50 pips. So there's a good chance that it would do just that what it did. Down a little bit, up a little bit, up a little bit, down a little bit, not give us anything. And we just don't know the direction of what it is. So everybody's kind of understand that. We want clear, precise moves. When we get into a sell right here, we can look back. Resistance is over here. Yeah, okay. We got a good, even if we got in right here, we got a good momentum. And what we say is if we can draw a good trend line, let's say we got a sell on this candle right here. So I could draw a trend line. So I say, okay, that seems like a good trend line. That's 4 or 5 hours worth of price not breaking. The sell right here, I take that sell. If I got a sell right here on this candle right here, you know, I would still, I look to the left, still coming down. I can say I can draw that trend line, still going. But if I got a buy right here, I'm saying, no, let me close that. Why? Because I got a sell trend here and I don't have any room. It seems like it's been holding on the hour. So if it put me in a buy, I'm closing it. This is all the management stuff. It's little things. It's the management that's going to save us a lot, you know, of money. Right now, we're all just running. And Bob, I see your in the chat. I see you. I get to it. But this is the things we're going to look at. These are the things that we're not doing right now. Why? Because it's a 30-day demo. We want to see what the EA will do without touching it. And I think everybody who's running right now can tell, you know, is we had a rough start, but it's doing exactly what we said it was going to do. It went when the market starts trending, it gets all that money back because our risk to reward is better, is a little bit better than 1-to-1 ratio. So therefore, we can lose up front and then just let it turn around, come on back and get it all back. A lot of people posted their results today, getting their money right on back. You know, in one day, things that we lost in 2 days. You know, so now once we go to that point to where we're saying, okay, now we're not going to be no management. We're going to actually close the bad trades that we see running. We're only going to run it when we can manage it because remember, most of us are running it 24/7 right now, except for market changeover, 24/6, except for market. Once we get to the management part of it, say, okay, I'm only going to run mine from when I wake up in the morning at 5 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night, and I'm managing each trade. I'm going to cut out 50 to 65% of those losses because I'm not going to just let something run because I've all my stuff been running. And when I look at it, when I see a trade right now and it enters in and it goes, and I look at it and I can distinctly tell it's consolidating, I still don't touch it right now. I'm not, I don't, if it put me in a buy right here, if it put me in a buy right here and I can look, you know, or I'm sorry, a buy right here, I can look to the left and see I got structure. I still not right now, not touching it. And nine times out of 10, that's going to bounce and hit my stop loss. I don't care. I'm running the EA completely without no management right there, see what it does. And I'm still profiting. My live account is still profiting. You know, my FTMO, I'm still valid in my FTMO. Haven't breached my FTMO yet. Yeah, Florence.
Yeah, that's the same that, you know, with me, you know, with all the ups and downs, I'm still in profit. But I was really amazed because, to be honest, you know, I didn't really know if the EA will catch 40 pips most of the time. And I'm really shocked to see that we're letting a lot of, you know, when I trade by myself, you know, I'm a lot of money on the table because of those pairs go to 40 pips with the EA.
Well, actually, the majority of the pairs, like the JPY pairs, EUR pairs, CAD pairs, the US pairs, a lot of them on the hour are going way more than 40 pips. Over time, they're going more than 40 pips. What would get us, you know, what I don't want to do, well, it's a 50-50 thing with me. What I do want to do and what I don't want to do is I would love to raid. And again, with the EA, you can do this. That's why we want everybody running in demo to get a feel of it, to get a feel. Okay, you say, because what I'm going to do at the end of the week, at the end of the month, I'm going to go back and look at all my trades, you know, and see the majority of how the average of how they went, of how many they went. Because like, let's just say, put me in a buy here, right? It puts me in a buy right here. And I'm saying, okay, that's a good uptrend and starting. I go, I'm only going to get 40 pips right here. But it went 160. Do I want to swing trade this or do I want to get my 40 pips and be done? We got a lot of people who own it who may want to swing trade it and look at it. And the way you know if it's a swing trade for you think you hold it is go back and look in history. If it put me in a buy right here, look back. It's been way up here. You know, my weekly high or whatever is up there like that. So if it put me in a buy right here, chances are it can go back to that point. That's 90 pips. So I want to swing trade that. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm not going to go 90 pips and still have a 30 pip stop loss because I go 40 right here and then reverses 70. I'm out of the trade. Even if I have a stop loss, a stop profit, I'm just back to break even. Or if I have the stop profit trailing, I'm at 10, 15 pips, something like that. But if I know on the higher ADR pairs, the pairs, like JPY pairs, CAD pairs, US pairs, the ones who move got higher pip values, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to swing. I'm going to put my take profit 120 pips, but my stop loss is going to be 50 pips, I'm going to have a trailer. So my trailer, when it goes 25 pips in profit, it'll move my stop loss into profit. Now I can hold it longer and let it go, but it's still management. All we're using, the bottom line is all we're using the EA for is what? Does anybody know the reason we're using the EA?
It's
what
really
is the reason?
entry.
Huh?
To have the correct entry.
Well, not the correct entry. Like I said, it's not going to be correct. It's a good entry, but the main reason we're using the EA is because just to enter the trade. I just want the EA to put me in trades because again, 90% of traders are trigger shy. How many people, including myself, have done this? How many people have marked up trades? And I know you guys that are in Eric B's group, I know you guys are putting charts in there. How many of those times you put a chart in, but you didn't take the trade and you come out the next day or the next night or whatever, and the trade that you marked up went 100 pips, 50 pips or whatever. And you're saying, man, I marked it up, but I didn't take it. I wish I would. Not a lot of traders are trigger shy. So the only reason we're using the EA, guys, is to put us in the trade. Once we understand structure, support and resistance trend lines, once we understand that, once the EA puts us in the trade, we take over the management. And we say, okay, yeah, that's a good trade. I'm in for the buy right here. I can go quickly look at my 4 out. Well, I do another one. I'm in for the buy right here. I can look over. I see price was coming right here. That's where price has been, short term. Well, I can get some pips out of that. But if I want to swing and hold it, come on up, and let it go. Same thing for the sell. That's way more than 40 pips. EA I know we got 2 or 3 inches on this one right there. Slow entry right here, slow movement right here. But once the market starts moving, so once it puts in, we all thing we're looking at is getting us in the trade. Like right here, we saw this right here. That's consolidating, right? That's a zone consolidate. EA puts me in right here for a buy. What am I going to do? I'm going to look to the left. Well, I broke that consolidation zone, right? Especially it closed, right? I broke the zone. I know that's a fake out. That's news or something, up and straight back down. So I'm not worried about saying, well, that's resistance there, right? It puts me in a buy. I can't see the future here. So I don't know that it's going to consolidate right here, but it's still a continuation. I broke the zone. So this is what I'm looking at. It puts me in. I'm looking to the left. I see that consolidations here. I know it broke that. So that's what we're looking for. That's when trades start, moving. Because this, I know, again, myself too. I've done this before. I wake up, I'll say sometime after the fact, how did I miss that trade right there? When I'm manual trading, how did I miss that? How did I miss this? Because I didn't catch it at the bottom. Why I didn't catch it at the bottom? Because I didn't notice that it was consolidating here, broke out of that consolidation zone and closed. It didn't go up here and wick and come back down. It closed. So that lets me know it broke that zone. Nothing saying that they can't come right back down into it. No, I'm not saying that. But a lot of times, once the price breaks the zone, closes, more than likely it's going to continue that trend. So we come back at the end of the week and say, man, look at all that right there I missed. Look at all, well, from right here to close, 70 pips that I missed. How did I miss that? Well, the EA is going to take it. And it's going to force you to look. And I believe the EA is going to make a lot of us better traders. I use some of my principles today on my manual trading. I had manually trading there, guys, in a couple of weeks now. I've just been focusing on this right here. My first day manual, I used some of the principles of the breaking structure, did over $1,000 on my live account today. I posted it in Telegram, in the Discord group, and using the rules. But the EA was showing me the trades. So once we learn the structure, once we got the structure, people understand that structure, they look back to the left, see, to let you know where they ended the trade again, where they ended the trade. Now, anybody got one? Anybody have questions of everything I've gone over? Any comments, any questions? Because I'm telling you guys, this EA is going to be, look, this EA is profitable. And once we've seen it's profitable, even without hardly touching it. Once we really start, once you start managing it to where you're only running it when you can look at your cell phone or your computer for 2 or 3 minutes to trade, because we don't get a lot of trades. It's not like it's 10, 15, 20 trades a day. You may get 5 to 6 trades a day on average. Take you a minute to 2 minutes. So you're talking about less than 15 minutes total to look when it puts you into look back to the left, right? Puts me in a buy right here. I already know I don't have to look back to the left. I don't have to take 2 minutes. It puts me in a buy right here. I'm looking. That's an uptrend. I'm keeping that trade. Right? I'm keeping that trade. I'm looking up. It's an uptrend. There's no structure. It's already past that little bit of resistance right there. Right? It's a break and retest anyway. So I'm keeping that and going. Right? So it don't take you no time. So we'll be managing it now. And plus, again, guys, we're going to be in our Telegram group too with everybody in the signals group. We're going to be putting in there what we're doing with ours. Now, we probably won't be doing 100% of them. We may miss a couple of them, but overall, we're going to be putting, we're closing this trade. We're closing this buy right here, do the structure. And we might just say we're closing Chef J right here. We might not say, do the structure. We say we're closing it. You come back and look and see why. And if you got yours open, you say, okay, well, they closed the structure. I'm closing mine too, and look what it did. Boom, came back down. So that's the kind of stuff that we're going to be doing starting April 1st. Is more management. But we wanted everybody to run it right now, demo, just let it run to get a feel. Because the biggest thing you got to understand is the EA is not going to win every day. And that's the biggest thing we're preaching. We don't want people, because the last EA we had, everybody was hitting me up all the time. They have 5 or 6 good trades. They lose one. I lost this trade. Okay. Well, we want to let everybody know off the gate right now. This EA, you may lose 2 to 3 days in a row. But as long as your risk to reward, as long as your lot size, you're not over leveraged, even with an FTMO account, you should be okay. I'm doing a 25K live FTMO account, and I started it Sunday. I can only lose 2,500 or $1,275 a day, $1,275 a day. The first day, Sunday night, I lost $800. The next day, I lost right around the roughly 17, 1,800, like that. I think I was right at $2,000 total. I can only lose 2,500. So I dropped my lot size down and said, I'm going to let it continue. It's a live FTMO, but I refused to close out any trades, even though I saw some ones consolidating. And I knew they were going to lose. And I let it run overnight in EA, 6 trades, 6 losses, almost $100 a piece. I knew it. But I said, no, I'm going to trust what I saw, what I've seen for the past 2 months. Well, today, I got 1,200 of it back. So now I'm only down $400, and I'll be right back at break even 3 days without touching the EA. I'm only $300 or about $400 down on my 25K account right now after not touching it, just letting it do what it does. Imagine had I said, okay, I'm not going to run it at nighttime and hadn't lost $700, and then all the other trades that are consolidating, and I'm managing it. I would have already passed my challenge by now, because I did, like I said, almost 1,300 today. Got that money right on back, and I'm in profit. I'm only down, like say, $350, $400 right now to be back to break even. But if I've been managing it and not letting those trades lose, I'd have already won this FTMO challenge. But I'm still not going to close them out. It's going to do what it's going to do. I got 30, because this is a live account. I got 30 days to let it go, to get this money back. Now I brought my lot size back up to a standard lot, because I dropped it down to 50 cents to $5 a lot size, because I didn't want to get that 25. I was only $500 away. And I think Eric B, I think his $200,000 one, he was down to only had $1,000 left to where he would blow his account, and he didn't touch it. He let it, and he came back around and won. So we know the EA will win, guys. And we don't want you to get nervous. And I've seen some people in the Discord say, "Oh man, it's lost a lot, so I'm just going to let it run, let it do what it does," because we're not managing anything. Once you learn to manage this thing, guys, it's a game changer. It's a game. Any questions? Any comments? Anything else? That's all I have for tonight. Now, after that, if there's no comments, questions, I'm gonna make an announcement. But does anybody have any questions? I see, Bob. Okay. You restarted your MT5 and the EA did not reattach to the charts. Did you? Right? Okay, hold on. Let me. Did you do this? When you restarted the EA, did you right click, go to templates, and click and select the chart? And AnEasierWayToTrade FX, that'll bring it on. Then you wait a minute or two.
Hey, Kirk, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The usually if I restart the MT5, I had it on a whole bunch of the whatever the list is on Discord, and it only restarted on one of the charts. I'm also running another EA, and it normally reattaches itself to the charts. MT5 saves the config, whatever you have, and brings it back up. But for these, it didn't.
Have you downloaded the new file? Did you download the new file over the weekend?
Yes, I did. I'm running 1.27.
Okay.
As far as I know, that's the latest. But if it isn't, you could let me know.
Yeah, it is. It's the latest.
And it's real weird that it started on it started on one chart and the other ones it didn't. So I don't know. I'm going to reattach it. I just didn't have time. That happened last.
If you hold on, what we can do is I'm gonna take more questions. If anybody else has any questions like that, if not, what I'm gonna make my announcement right quick.
Yeah, quick question. I never went back to do we have to go back to the website to upgrade the EA? I just had the old one.
Yeah, you want to definitely go back and download the new file. The new file, we were having an issue with this part right here. Over time, because of a timeout issue, you might have 20 pairs and 10 of them the EA might have jumped off of.
Okay, so I have to go to redo it over again.
Just go back to AnEasierWayToTrade website, log into your website, and go to where your purchases, my purchases. Click on details and downloads and go down to the bottom and download the new file.
Okay.
And reinstall it. It's version 1.27. Yeah.
Okay. Should I take the old one first out of the shop?
I go down here to program and type in programs. Add remove programs. Come up and find an easy way to trade. That's the version you should be running. Everybody should be running 1.2.7. If you don't have that, uninstall whatever's there. Close out your MT4, MT5. Actually close them out, and then run the new file and load it. Okay. You want to make sure you have the updated file because it fixes that error.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. All right. Any other? And Bob, we're gonna let you share your screen. Anybody else have any comments or questions? Anything? Nothing. Dion, you're good. Dion, Iris, Jennifer, Leslie, Margaret, Rob, Scott, Sheik, Valerie, Van, Vincent. Everybody's good.
Well, Kirk,
Yep.
I'd also like to know what the strategy the EA is trying to do. If we're going to manage it, that's important to know what it's.
Okay. Let me say something on that. And we've been over this, Bob. I guess I'm not sure how many Zooms you've been on. We've been over this a few times. Here's the deal, guys. I'm say it again. We're not giving out the strategy, and I don't know how else to say it. We're not telling people what the strategy. The strategy is the EA puts you in the trades and you manage it. And we say that we're not saying it to be mean or not. We're sneaky or anything like that. There's no reason to know the strategy in order to look for structure. And the second reason, the main reason, Bob, that we're not giving out the strategy, and a lot of people on here, Abe can tell you, Florence can tell you, Iris can tell you, a lot of people on here can tell you my last EA that I have, which is still a good EA. It was running off the 1321 EMAs when price crossed. If you same thing, 1321 EA, when price crossed 1321 cross, if you manage it, it's a good EA. If price crosses and it's running into support for sell or resist for buy, close it. It's just still a good EA. However, when I did the strategy when I put the strategy out for that one and told everybody what the strategy was and showed all the inputs and settings, 2 days later, Bob, somebody came to me in Telegram and said, "Hey, look, check this website out." I went to it. My EA was on the website with the full strategy for sale for $25. People were selling it themselves for $25. My EA.
Okay, that's fair enough. There, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't, that it wasn't written somewhere, because it looks, for a while though, the first version looked similar to what we were doing last year. Now this one here looks different. I was just trying to figure it out there to understand it. But okay, I can understand that. That's
it was hacking everything. So the last one, was running off of EMAs. This one has different triggers. This one has different triggers that tells it, when to enter. And that's pretty much all I can say on it. It just tells when to enter. But again, when you think about it, no matter what strategy an EA uses, even if it's martingale, I forget what the other one's called, but any EA, it doesn't matter the strategy, as long as, like, if a martingale put me in as a buy right here, I'm gonna look to the left. I'm buying. I'm gonna hold that trade. I don't see no resistance nowhere. I'm gonna hold it. If it put me in a sell right here, I just bought, it's reversing, you know, I'm gonna take that trade. If it puts me in a sell right here, I'm looking to the left. I got structure. I got structure all the way across here. Put me in a sell, I'm closing that trade. Right? So it doesn't really matter the strategy of it, as long as you understand structure. Any EA, if it out in that, and I'll go as far as saying this right here. If anybody on here is running another EA themselves, still you can manage it by looking for structure and save yourself some losses. Don't just let an EA run independent. I would never do that. I would never let any EA or robot run independent, because it's all built on certain types of strategies. It's not gonna, there's nothing that's 100%. There is no holy grail. And I'll say this to everybody too, if somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. Nobody's been able to correct me yet, because I put out facts on this. There is no EA out there, robot, anything that's 100%. And when I say 100%, I don't mean that it wins every single trade. I mean that 100% that it's winning year after year after year after year with zero intervention. Because here's and here's why I say this. If that were the case, if there was a robot out there that was doing that, the banks would never lose a trade. Hedge fund companies would never lose a trade, because they got more money than us. I know the banks and hedge funds got more money than me. Y'all might have more. And so if there was a holy grail one out there, they already have found it. They got the money to build it. There is no holy grail in Forex. There's nothing out there that can be built that can win the market 100% without management. Now I'm saying without management. There's nothing out there. The banks lose millions. They don't manage really much. Well, they got hedge fund managers that do manage. They do manage it, but what I'm saying is they're running millions of dollars through, and they lose trades. They swing trades months, so there is no holy grail. There is nothing out there that you can just throw on and walk away from it and say, come back in a month, 2-3 months and quit your job. That's not going to happen. So that lets you guys know you have to manage any EA. If anybody tells you they got an EA, you ain't never got to manage it, go ahead, try it. I wouldn't do it live money, not until I ran it for a year with hands-free for demo, because it's just not possible. The billionaires and millionaires would have already figured it out, but you'll never figure out Forex. So we're going to manage ours, guys. We're going to make this money, by managing it, right? And that's why I want everybody to understand, because at first we had a lot of people in say, well, I don't want to manage it. I just want it to run. Okay, with this. And I told people, this ain't for you. I'll be up straight, because I don't want to hear in a month or two, well, it lost this. I told you to manage it. So if you're up here and you think don't want to manage it, learn how to manage it. It's probably not for you. You're wasting your time. So that's what we got, guys, for tonight. My appointment announcement. I got a company, a group, guys, and don't ask me what company, anything like that. But I have a company that's going to be when we come out of the testing, April 1st, the price for the EA is going to be $150 a month, guys, not $100. Reason being, we're adding something to it. We're adding top-down analysis classes and Zooms from a company. Now, some of you guys are going to be coming up with, who's doing that? Just wait. All right, just wait. Another announcement we made. It's going to be $150 a month, but we're also going to be offering top-down analysis structure classes to go with it, Zooms and everything. It's going to be teaching that more often, and it's going to help you with your manual trading too. Remember, the EA is simply look, the Telegram group. Let me go to it. The EA is simply for what? To get you in the trades. The Telegram group is coming with it. Come on, if I can get the thing to work right. That's the Telegram group right here that you're in, that you'll be in. That's going to be with the trades, so you can manually trade this too. We're going to be teaching. The group that I have is going to be teaching top-down analysis, support, resistance, trend lines every week. that's going to help you with this. We want, in other words, we want everybody to be really successful. And I know there's a lot of people on here, a lot of people out there that's going to get the EA, because we got a lot of people who already signed up for the EA that's not on this Zoom. So I know it's a lot of people, but they have no idea how to draw a correct trend line. They have no idea what constitutes a trend line or support and resistance, a true structure, how to go, what time frames to draw it on, which structures are more verifiable or more solid than other ones. So we're going to be teaching those in classes, and it's going to help you with your manual trading too. It's going to be helping you with your manual trading. Now, some of y'all guys are going to be hearing about a little bit more about this, soon, very soon. I'll say everybody's going to hear about it very soon, but that's what it's going to be, everybody. And we know with the management, some people are going to say, 150, that's a lot. Guys, when we're managing this thing, you're going to be doing $150, $300 days. With no management right now, we're killing it. So we wanted to offer something else to teach you the best way to manage this thing, to show you how we're managing. So Bob, when you're saying the strategy so you can learn how to manage it, you're going to get that training. You're going to get that training. And even we got, I know we got some really good traders on here that already understands this stuff, but hey, we're always a student. I'm still a student too. I'm making pretty good money with Forex right now, but I'm still a student. So that's some people might say that's not a very good, that's the announcement I got for you. That's what it's going to be. Once we start really managing the EA, you're going to be a lot more lucrative. And we want to plan, guys, in the near future, because I got some ideas. We want to plan in the future. We want to have the withdrawal Fridays, where the EA is making us money. Our top-down analysis, we're trading, making money. And we want to all withdraw from it, because there's a lot of people on here who, if you're not withdrawing from Forex at least once a month, put a 1 in the chat box for me. If you don't withdraw at least once a month consistently, put a 1 in the chat box. Be honest. If you're not consistently withdrawing every month, I'm not saying paying your bills and living off of it, just being able to withdraw, put a 1. Y'all, now I see one person, and I know Van lying to y'all. He put 1. He just put it just to be typing. He making money. But I appreciate that. I'm gonna call him out. I appreciate you putting it in there. But he just like monkey see, monkey do. He said, I'm putting 1 too. But anyway,
I wish it was like that.
Yeah, it's like, all right, guys. But my point is, you see all these 1s coming in here, all these 1s. With our EA, if you do this EA the way now you're running, a lot of you are running EA now, and you see what it's done Sunday, lost money, and that's coming back, and you're not managing it. Or if you are managing it, you're not managing it correctly, we're going to correct that. You see how profitable this EA can be if we do it the way that we say it, with the rules, get on the Zooms, watch the replays, whatever. And man, as soon as the Telegram, the EA puts you in the trade, bam, pick up your cell phone, pick up your computer. Is it in structure? Is it trending? Go. We're going to teach you this stuff, guys. You're going to be, we want to have withdrawal Fridays. Like after about the first 3 months, 6 months, whatever, we say, okay, guys, let's all, even if it's only $200, it's something, because a lot of people on here have not done that. A lot of people have not withdrawn $200 a month. Imagine getting to the point with the EA putting you in the trades, we telling you we keeping this trade, we closing the trade, you're doing it, you're learning the structure, and now you're getting to a point where, okay, I'm doing $1,000 or $500 a month withdrawal, $1,000 a month. That's somebody's car payment, house payment, whatever. Now you're getting, the accounts are growing, the EA is making you money. Now we're passing the challenges. If you've never passed an FTMO or a prop firm challenge, put a 2 in the chat box. Demo or live. If you've never passed a prop firm challenge, live or demo, put a 2 in the chat box. Guys, we got people passing it already, people who've never passed it before. We've got people passing it with the FTMO. I mean, with the FTMO, with the EA already. People that have never passed it before, manually or anything, they're passing it with the EA. I've already said I'm doing 11. I've already passed the demo twice. Eric B's passed it 3 times. We got some other people in there who's passed it a couple of times. Vince has passed it. So that's saying something, guys. But we're going to refine it now. So this is our group right here. We really are about making this thing work, and making people and letting people make withdrawals, because it ain't no fun trading demo for a whole year. It ain't no fun trading demo and you've been trading 2-3 years now and never made a withdrawal, or only made 1 or 2 withdrawals. That ain't no fun. You're just wasting time. And I did that for a long time. But now we're more disciplined. We're going to become more disciplined with this EA. We're going to learn how to go. We're going to learn the structure, right? We're going to be teaching that, learning structure. We're going to be consistent in our managing the EA, and we're going to do it as a group. There's nothing stopping from people getting in the Discord group. Like we'll be putting hours. Eric B and I will be putting hours in the Telegram. So everybody see there. Coming out as a signal. But there's nothing stopping to say, Leslie's her EA took a trade and she said it's instructor. She posted in the Discord, well, my NZD CAS instructor, I'm closing it. We're going to be doing this as a group, because I know Leslie knows what she's doing, so I expect her to be helping out with that too. Florence, the events, especially, whenever we see a trade that we don't like for some reason, just like we do in Eric B's charts, mark it up. Send a chart and say, closing this trade is instructor. And let people see it. And, and we're always going to understand that these are trade ideas. These are option ideas. Nobody's saying that because we say close it, you have to close it. You may say, no, I'm swing trading it, and I see structure on the 4-hour or the daily. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a swing trader. I want to get my 40 pips and be done and move on. But there's some people that say they want to hold their trade, get 100 pips, 200, whatever. You be my guest. But when we in these trades, guys, we can put in the box, in the Discord, a chart or something, or just simply say, I'm closing this trade to structure. And that way people can see it and go and look at it and say, oh, you're right, good call. Let me close it. We're managing it as a group. Then we have our Fridays where we start withdrawing. Everybody's making money then within the EA. All right, guys, that's going to do it for tonight. If there are other questions, Bob, hold on for a second. If there's no other comments or questions, man, you got something?
Oh, no, I'm good. Appreciate you.
Okay, no problem. So is there any other comments, questions, guys? Anything? All right, well, if not, good night. Let the EA run overnight tonight. Let's see what it's going to do. Bob, hold on for a second, okay? All right, guys, have a night. Have a good one.